Hello, everybody. I don't know if we're live. We were having a couple of tech issues. So we got creative and made a slide that said loading Sparkle Night. So sorry if it was confusing, but we're really excited to be here with you guys tonight. I'll wait just a few minutes before we get started. I've got my pink blazer on. Thank you, Sarah Powell, for an amazing mega party last night. You inspired me to whip out my blazer, which I'm obsessed with blazers and I just don't think about them until fall. So I'm really excited. And I do have some bad news for you guys that I do not have Stephanie. I have no Stephanie to share with you guys tonight. I do have an amazing woman that we're going to talk about, but we're going to have a really good time tonight. So let me just double check and see that we're live and that you guys are here and make sure that we're going. Hold. Um, Let me see. Let me know if you say hello, everybody. Oh, okay, Sarah heard me, so I'm guessing that we are absolutely going live. Okay, guys. So welcome to our free Sparkle Night. We are so excited that you're here. It's been a really fun week. I always look forward to this particular mega. This cause is near and dear to my heart, as I'm sure it is to many of you in this world. And I just want to thank all of the brave women who have shared their stories this week, for all of you who have chimed in, who have placed an order, who have learned something this week. And I think it's a great week to be here. I love that I get to get my mammogram in October. It kind of all goes around the same time, and it reminds me that something that I have to do. So hopefully, if nothing else, you guys will at least have learned something this week and taken some of that with you. So my name is Sarah Clement. I am a company vice president here at Park Lane Jewelry. Let's see. I have been selling jewelry for 17 years, and I've been with Park Lane for 7.5. So that's a long time. And I'm really excited to share why I ended up partnering with Park Lane with you guys in a little while. But I'll tell you what, when I first started 17 years ago, it was right after I'd had my second baby. I did not want to go back to corporate America. I wanted to stay home with my little ones. And I really we needed my income. And, we tried for a couple of months, without doing it. But basically, my friend reached out to me and said, you should do this jewelry thing with me. And I'm like, girl, I don't even wear jewelry. I live in a town that I live in Bellingham, Washington. So if anybody's familiar, it's not a town where a lot of jewelry is worn. It's very like Birkenstocks never went out of style here. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I don't know, but it just something about this opportunity and the direct sales and the lucrative income and the flexibility, which I'm sure is reasons that many of you guys are here to learn a little bit about it. It just got me, and I decided to do it. And my husband kind of made a joke and said, "All right, well, I think you're doing it for the free jewelry, but we'll see." If you can like replace what you're earning on unemployment, because at the time I had been laid off from my job in the hospitality industry, he's like, if you can replace what you're earning on unemployment, which was about $2,000 a month, he's like, I'll stay off your case about getting back to work, because it was hard we could have done it, but it was not fun going to the grocery store with two little ones and being like, can I afford the organic milk or do we have to get the regular milk? And I know some of you know what I'm talking about. We just needed that cushion. So anyways, 6 months in, I mean, 6 months in, I was rolling. I loved it. I took it very seriously from the beginning, because when you tell me that I'm going to have to like go back to work and put pantyhose on and be on somebody else's schedule, and I had the opportunity to not do that, I got a little fire going and decided to do that. And I've never looked back. And I love this industry for so many reasons. And we're going to talk a little bit about why we love Park Lane. But I wanted to take a moment to introduce a very special person. Shannon Sprout is amazing, you guys. I'm going to brag on her for just a second. She is one of the fastest growing leaders on our team. This woman has sold almost $60,000 personally this year alone, which if you do the math, that's about $7,500 in bling every month that this woman is selling. She's only been with us for 8 months, and she's promoted 3 separate times and is really looking at a fourth promotion. A quadruple promotion in 1 year is absolutely insane and something to be very, very proud of. She has a team of 20 people, including leaders underneath her, and she's just amazing. And more importantly, every once in a while, someone comes into your life whose strength takes your breath away. Not because of what they've been through, but because of what she keeps showing up through, how she keeps showing up through all of it. This woman has been diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. And I'm going to let her tell her story, but she's one of the most inspiring people I know. And I'm so excited for her to share a little bit of her story with you today. Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Sarah. Okay, so you didn't have to say all that. Okay, so I'm smiling because it's easy for me to talk to Sarah and pretend like nobody else is listening. But it's not, I have not been smiling for the last 2 days. So I'll just be honest. Like this was heart-wrenching, this entire mega party surrounding breast cancer, because this time last year is when I was literally released from being in the hospital for a month. And they told my family I wasn't going to make it a week in the hospital. So it's been a long, hard journey. And I think Corey already talked about the most important things in the group. We've had a lot of posts that mention a lot of other stories. Like there's so many women. So it's not just me. We have a whole team that actually is connected to breast cancer in one way or another. So it's a very important month. It's a very important mega party. And it's still fun because it's about jewelry. So, but I just would like people to know that healing is not just about physical, it's emotional, mental, spiritual. And people always say like, "Oh, you're so strong, you're so inspirational." And you don't feel that way yourself personally, because you just have to not let your diagnosis be your new life. But I survived the hospital. I'm still don't know how to live yet. So hearing like from Corey Liptak in our group on our team, that's inspiring for me personally. So nobody talks about the mental fight that you have to go through every day to show up, you know? That's really a hard part. And just to ask yourself every day, like, why are you still here when they say you're not supposed to be? That's really hard. But Park Lane has been a big part of my journey because I was still going to chemo once a week when I joined Park Lane. And people are like, what? And it's because you don't feel like a woman anymore. You know, you lost everything and you get a pair of earrings and a pair of necklace, and you're like, okay, well, and I put it on and it was just like, I don't know. I can't believe that Park Lane is my vehicle to share and, you know, quote unquote, try to inspire people to just have confidence, be advocates for themselves, take care of themselves, and do something that brings you joy. You know, you say something now so I can breathe for a second.
Okay. You guys, let's all give Shannon some love. She was nervous about coming on live and sharing this story because it's a lot. It's a lot, you guys. And I will say, I was like, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to do it, Shannon. Um, I was going to say that I think we have such a great community here, and hopefully over this last week, you've gotten to get to know some of us a little bit and see that it is way more than just jewelry, and it's a very positive place, a very uplifting place, and a place where you can make a difference and find joy. And if this woman can do it, anybody can do it.
Yes. Well, I really didn't realize how much Park Lane would like help me heal. You know what I mean? Like all that confidence, the community, people say, yes, we have a great community, but you gained a community of women that pray for you as well. You know what I mean? That makes a big difference in how I think that's the only reason I'm here. Because you can pray for yourself all day, but you're supposed to pray for other people. So everybody coming together and being supportive in that way brought me back to life and brought my confidence back, all of the above. Say something about the business.
Okay, we'll move on to the business.
Okay.
She was supposed to give me a hand. And she was like, we got to move on. Okay, so we have a lot of stuff to share with you, and thank you so much. I know that touched a lot of people. It certainly touched me. Um, Let me flip my notes here. Okay, we're going to talk about one thing we were just saying, and I'm going to touch on what Shannon said. Was we were talking about kind of why would you want to sell jewelry, right? There's a ton of products out there that you could pick. And one of the things she said, she's like, it made me feel like a woman again. It made me feel beautiful. And I think I hear that all the time, is that you think something maybe as face value as jewelry, but what can it do for someone? It can bring you a lot of confidence. And I would love to, for anyone who is thinking about joining us, I challenge you, take a picture of yourself today, and 6 weeks from now, I want to see the difference, because I know we're not skincare and you can't do before and after, but it is wild to me, what it can do for you. And a couple of other reasons, just to be very technical, like jewelry's lightweight, you guys. You can throw it in one bag. You can walk in with one thing. If you go out to dinner with your girlfriends, you can throw it out on the table. People are going to try it on. They're going to have fun. It's a chatting moment. I mean, one of the things I miss most about the mall is like shopping with my girlfriends. So now we create those experiences online. And the other thing I love about jewelry is it's super face value. So you can see this gorgeous charm necklace that I'm wearing, and you can be like, oh my gosh, I have to have it. Or you could be like, girl, that's the ugliest necklace I've ever seen, and I am not doing it. And guess what? It doesn't hurt my feelings, because I've got 900 more pieces that I could show you. And it really is all about, I guarantee if Shannon and I were to do a show, that our displays would be completely different, because we can choose our own style and share what we love. So I don't like to call it selling. I like to call it sharing. And the other thing about jewelry, really quick, is it's simple, easy, and fun. And if it's simple, easy, and fun, I'm usually in. And we are entering Q4, you guys, and we're in it. This is the gifting season. Jewelry is the number one thing that people gift. So we're walking into fall season, where people are, finding new items for fall to update their wardrobes, and then also moving into the holidays, of course. And that's an amazing time to be gifting. I wanted to touch really quick about, oh, I forgot to talk about Park Lane. Geez, I like totally went. I'm sorry, Shannon. You threw me off. It's your fault. No, sorry. For those of you who don't know anything about Park Lane, geez, I'm so sorry, you guys. It's an incredible company. We've been around for 70 years. And I had mentioned before that I was going to tell you why I chose to partner with Park Lane. I think it's really important that you know this, that I had been with an amazing company for 10 years, a jewelry company. I loved it. It was like everything. I walked away from a very large team of other amazing people. In fact, a lot of them are here with me now, but walked over to Park Lane, and we had choices. We had places to go. We researched high and low. We had Heidi Kuipers, if she's listening, for those of you who know Heidi, she's the spreadsheet queen. And we had like researched compensation plans all over the place. And she was like, Park Lane's got the best one. Like, when it came out to all the numbers, it was like triple what we were going to earn at our old company. But one of the true things I think that really we loved most about coming here was that it was family owned and operated. Our company had been about 5 years in. I told you I was there for 10 years. 5 years in, we had outside investors come in. And those outside investors really didn't share the same mission that we always did, that I signed up for. And that last 5 years, I think we had 4 compensation plan changes in 5 years. Each one to, squeeze the penny a little bit more. And it was more so for the regular stylist. Like, I was a leader. I was making really good money. But my team wasn't. And I didn't really think that was fair. And I didn't want to sell an opportunity to folks that I didn't believe in. So loving the fact that we came over to Park Lane, because it was family owned and operated, cash rich, debt free. The board is the family. We're entering our 3rd generation of family owned and operated business, and you feel like family here. And I always tell people that when you own it and it's your family, you just care a little bit more. And that's absolutely true here. So that is absolutely why we love partnering here. One more thing I wanted to just share, in case tell us below if you've ever done a business like this before. Maybe it was multi-level marketing. We're more direct selling, party plan. I'm just curious. You don't need to say where, but just curious to know if you guys have done it before. Because I want people to know why you would even join a business like this. And what I love about this industry is it's flexible. It can give you time freedom. It works when you work, right? Like, so I know this is probably another wonderful thing that Shannon didn't want to say. It's like, when she's not feeling great, she can put this business down and it still works for her. And then you better believe this woman comes back in full force, and when she is feeling good, she's on. But I think a lot of people do that. And I mean, I know for me, it's like I really want to be present with my kids. I've only, they're young. So I love that I can be present with them and then I can come here and work really hard, but I can go take a week off if I want to. And that's why we work here. So flexibility, time freedom, lucrative income, it can be as much or as little as you want. In fact, most people just join us to earn couple extra $100 a month. But I can tell you right now, we have a lot of people, a lot of women and men that earn a lot more than that in a month. So, Shannon, I'm going to turn it over to you. Oh, I was going to have you talk about why jewelry. I just cut your whole spot.
Well, no, you did it great, but I would say why jewelry because you put on a necklace and it's outside sparkle, but that brings out your inner sparkle. You know what I mean? Like it could be a whole transformation because a lot of us just walk around wearing our wedding ring and we say, "Oh, I don't need any jewelry, that's all I wear." But if you just put it on and give it a chance, it just opens a whole new world and you just shine from inside out now. Like
I think,
that's why jewelry.
don't you think too that well, I just know that when you look good, when
You feel
you
good.
look good, you feel good. And then I think also jewelry is something that people will compliment you on outwardly.
Always.
And that always makes you feel good, right? Right, you can't go wrong with compliments. Okay, well, let me talk really quick about why Park Lane, and I'm going to basically hand it back over to Shannon. I skipped her part. I apologize. We're going nuts here. So Park Lane is very generous, and we're going to talk about a couple of things. One, I want to share why I think we're so generous with our customer and our hostess plan, and then Shannon's going to tell you all about this business opportunity. But if you are here, you have most likely already shopped our 2 and 4 sale, right? Where you buy 2 items. They're the only 2 items you're going to pay full price for. They're going to be your least expensive. That's going to unlock up to 4 items at 50% off of your most expensive items. And along the way, most of the time, we have a bonus item where you can, once you get your cart to $90, you can go back and get $35. Well, what that usually does is makes our average order over $100. Okay.
Mhm.
So I want you to think about this as the stylist, not as the shopper right now. Okay. So as the stylist, every average order size is a little over $100. Okay. Which is awesome. And we always have bonus items. And when you run an online business and you've got style drops and things coming every day, it gets your customers coming back for more. And it's really nice. Now, our hostess plan, and for those of you, if you're like not quite ready to take the plunge in the sparkly water with us, then I'm going to challenge you guys to become a hostess. Okay. Be a hostess, see what you think. You're basically doing our job anyways, and you're going to find out that you love it. You're going to get a ton for free. But what I love about our hostess program is that, first of all, you get a lot of free jewelry, you get a lot of free product. I've done parties recently with companies where I walked away with no free product. In fact, they were like, you get 250% off items. And I'm spoiled over here. I'm like, what? Like, I did all of that work and invited my friends to come and shop your link. And what? So here's what I'm saying. What's great about it, too, is that for every order you receive, they get $20 in free jewelry. But when you get to 10 orders, it doubles to 40. So we tell people that our average hostess gets $400 in free jewelry of her choice. And why is that important for you as a stylist? It's important for you as a stylist because we're easy to partner with. And it makes people want to partner with you because if they have a wish list that's long and they want to get it for free, why not snag some of their friends and share the sparkle with them as well and get that $400 in free jewelry? And what that does for you is because when they get to 10 orders, they're going to get like double, because if you have 9 orders, you're getting 180 in free. But if you have 10, it's doubling, you're getting 400. So it's quite a jump. So that should tell you that with the $100 average order, and we're trying to get every hostess to 10 orders, that an average party is around $1,000, some less, some more. It's an average. But I just want you guys to think about that. And Shannon's going to talk about commission and that kind of stuff, but starting commission is 30%. That's $300 every party that you do on average. Okay. I can't make income claims. I'm not doing that, but on average. But Shannon, why don't you share with them all about the stylist experience?
Okay, so just like you said, we start at 30%. So you can earn 30 to 50% commission on your personal sales. And that's like one of the most generous in the industry, right? We have no minimums, no quotas, no inventory. No inventory. Okay. We have an MCP program where you can qualify to have your car lease paid for. $700 a month, or you could take the cash bonus option if you don't want to drive a Mercedes, you don't have to, at $500 a month. We have a Rich Rewards Club where you can earn up to $1,150 plus in free jewelry every single month. Every single month. So we are not hoarders of jewelry, we are sellers of jewelry, and we earn all the jewelry for free and we give it away to all of our friends and hostesses. Okay? And the trips. We have 2 trips a year. We're earning one right now to Amsterdam. Some of the ladies are getting ready to go to Cancun soon. So that's exciting. And the difference is like it's not the 1%. It's not the top in sales that earn these trips. Everybody, no matter where they are in the comp plan, does the same requirements to earn the trip. There's no 1%. Everybody can go if you put in the work. And as long as you're working your business, you're going to earn the trip. So did I miss something you want to say on that? No. That was all my stylist program highlights.
Yes, that was good. I was trying to think if we missed anything. I don't know.
No quotas, no inventory. You talked about hostess rewards. Talk about, that this is a legacy company. You know, we talked about that. And not only is it a legacy company, like this is different than any other company because you yourself as a stylist, you have the opportunity to build your own legacy. Everything that I'm working towards building, the company and Sarah have helped me realize what I can do to put some safeties in place so that if something does happen to me, my family will benefit from what I'm building here at Park Lane. And I don't think any other company would help you figure that out, you know? So that's a big deal. We should talk about that.
And what she means is to say a little bit more in detail so you understand is that she, for whatever Shannon builds, if something were to ever happen to her, she has the opportunity to gift this business to somebody else, and all of her hard work will pay off. And that used to be something very common in our business, but I don't think a lot of companies do it anymore. I know some do, but it's really unheard of, and it's a really cool thing. I know when we came over here, I was telling you we were trying to decide some of the reasons. That was definitely it was a big yay of a thing to do to have that program in place. So a couple of other things, I'm curious to know below and tell us. We have a really unique program here called Direct Appoint. And it's a program where we recognize past leadership experience specifically in this industry. So tell us, have you led a team in this industry? It could have been, it doesn't have to be with another jewelry company. It could be with a, cookware company. It could be with, you sold coffee. It could be supplements or skincare or whatever. If you've led a team, I want you to put a heart in the comments, because we have a program that might speak to you where we recognize past leadership experience in the field, and we can interview you to potentially come in at an equal or higher level to where you were with your previous company. And what is nice about that is we already have high commissions starting at 30%, but that means you could potentially come in higher than 30%. And you never lose your title here, which is something we didn't mention. We talked about no minimums and no quotas, but you never lose your title. I know some of you might have experience before or been with the company, and if you didn't jump through all the hoops every month, you could lose your title and all the benefits that go with that. I remember dreading the first of the month. You would work so hard to build to that level, and then you'd start all the way back over on the first of the month. Here it's not like that. So I love that every month you automatically, because you've earned that position and that title, you get that title in name, and you get that title in perks and the commission. You don't have to work extra or sell certain amounts to get that benefit, which is great. So please talk to the stylist that invited you here tonight if that might apply to you, because we'd love to talk about that. The other note that I have, one thing I was going to say is start writing questions. We would love to answer some questions live. We're going to have a few minutes. But I wanted to just share another thing I really love about Park Lane that I think is very unique, is that we have an amazing fundraising program here. And I know October breast cancer gets a lot of play, gets a lot of love. But if you have a different type of cancer or a different, cause that's near and dear to your heart, maybe it's your school PTA that they need funding. Maybe it is, my dad suffers from Parkinson's. I do a lot of give back for Parkinson's. It could be anything in your community that means something to you personally. As long as they are a 501c3 organization, Park Lane will give back 50%. 50, 50, not 15, 50%. And let's just say, for example, you decide that you want to partner up and do a charity event. If you sell $1,000 in jewelry, Park Lane is going to cut a $500 check back to that organization that you partnered with. And guess what? You are also going to earn commission on the other 500, whatever level you're at. So it's really unheard of. I mean, there's other companies out there that do. There's other jewelry companies that do fundraising programs where they're like 10 or 15%. And if you're looking at really serious fundraising, 50% is hard to beat. It's really hard to beat. So Shannon, can you look, do you have the Google Doc that you could put up? Because we want everybody to fill out this survey. And this is how we're going to determine the winner of the free Sparkle night, is that you're going to need to fill out this Google form. I'm not sure, and I feel like a bad stylist right now. I'm not sure if it gives you a magic word or not, but if it does, this is going to be it, okay? The word is going to be inspire, and you can see it behind Shannon in her hot pink neon sign, and that's the word today. So if there is a magic word, if not, just be inspired, I hope, by this amazing woman. But were there any questions that were asked, Shannon? I will say this. Right now, we have a sign-up special where it's $129 gets you $600 in free jewelry of your choice, and you get a website for 1 full year. Okay, that's pretty amazing. That's $129 value. So normally it's $500 in free, but right now it's $600 through Wednesday. Okay. The next bump, we have a second kit that's called I don't know what it's called, what the name of it is, but it's our second kit. That's really boring, but it's called it's $229, and that gives you $1,100 in free jewelry of your choice, plus the website. And then there's the Boss kit. I know that name because I love it. It's the Boss. It's $449, and that gets you $2,000. We're $2,100 right now, extra 100. So I always like to end. I'm going to check one more thing and see if there's any questions. But I do like to end by saying, can you do this? Like, I bet I'm going to put myself in your shoes just for a minute, because I remember looking at I remember, first of all, being terrified of this industry and being terrified of the fact that I did not wear jewelry at the time. I did not wear a lick of jewelry. I was like my wedding ring, and occasionally I had like fun date night earrings. Okay. It was not, it was not very much that I was wearing. And I remember looking at these women, and the woman I signed up with, she had worked in like New York and had worked for like Vogue magazine. Like, she was real fancy. So I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But I can tell you this, we have people of all ages, all sizes, all colors, all styles, all everything here. It doesn't just fit one mold. And like I said, there's style for everybody here. And even if you don't know anything about style, like I always felt like I knew how to dress, but I didn't know how to accessorize. We have so much great training here. So much great training. Will you tell them about our training, Shannon? You could probably talk about that for a minute.
Oh, we have plenty of training. We have 2 calls a week. We have a whole system for new stylists when they come in. We have training videos. We have words to say. Even if we have faux style shows, so that you can watch a whole bunch of style shows before you do your own style show. We have anything you need. And if you can't find what you need, you just ask somebody, because everybody can help lead you there. Well, if you can't do this, you're not alone. Everybody can do this. Just follow the steps in all the training, right?
Yeah.
Even in our back office, we have training.
Yeah, and I think people want to know, just one more thing we'll end on, because we're almost at 4:30, 7:30, depending on where you are, is leadership matters. The company you partner with matters. And I can tell you that this leadership team you would be joining, our team some of us have worked together for 17 years. and we operate like a family. Some of us are family, which kind of makes it easy to give those values down. And since the company is a family as well, we really do operate like that. We care and we want to see you succeed. And if you're willing to put in the work, we're willing to help you. So we would absolutely love to have you join us walking into
Yay.
Q4. For all of you overthinkers out there, I'm going to tell you to
Don't
stop.
overthink it.
Do a party, do a decider show, which is a party. Just do a party, see how it feels. If you love it, take the commission, take the jewelry, do it. If you don't, just be a happy hostess and a happy customer and get a bunch of free jewelry walking into Q4. But I feel like if you showed up for this call today, you're thinking about it. So don't be, I hear this all the time from people. They're like, well, I'm not going to do anything unless I'm going to do it 110%. And, I've got this and this is happening and this is happening. And I'm like, listen, it's never a good time to start a business. It's never a good time to have a baby, right? It's never a good time to do all these things. You just have to jump in and go with it. And I'm going to tell you right now, busy women get things done. The busier you are, the more you have going on, it prioritizes this. And again, we're going to help you with time management. We're going to help you build that confidence, teach you the technical things that you need, and all the other things that you might need to do this business. So there's an open spot here for each one of you, and we sure would love to have you as part of this team. And I hope that we do get to meet you, and that we're saying welcome to our treasure tribe soon. Shannon, you got anything to end with?
Yes. Throughout our entire Powerfully Pink mega party, if just one story reminds anyone here that life doesn't stop after a diagnosis. I wrote that down because it was very important for me to say, okay? And sharing that is worth doing this whole entire thing that I was deathly afraid of doing tonight. So, because healing comes from faith, friendship, and finding your sparkle again. So, find
Shannon,
your sparkle.
thank you so much. You guys, this afternoon, I was like, Shannon, I don't know. I don't know if we
I
should do
don't know.
this. She was so
I
scared. You crushed it. You crushed it. And thank you guys to everybody
Yes.
who listened. Love you, Shannon. Thanks for inspiring people every day.
Okay, thank
And
you.
thank you guys for listening to us. Have a great night.